Hello everyone, especially to our instructor, Mr. Camacho Rovivil. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Chris Calamba Turbinado, taking up Bachelor of Science in Office Administration, Secondary College, Block 9. So let's start. Intellectual revolution that defines society. Scientific revolution. Science is as old as the world itself. There is no individual exactly identify when and where science began. From the genesis of time, science has existed. It is always interwoven with the society. So, how can science be defined? Science as an idea. It includes collecting of data, ideas, theories, and all available systematic explanations and observations about the natural and physical world. Science as intellectual activity. It encompasses a systematic and practical study of the natural and physical world. This process of study involves systematic observation and experimentation. Science as a body of knowledge. It is a subject or a discipline, a field of study or a body of knowledge that deals with the process of learning about the natural and physical world. Scientific evolution was the period of the Enlightenment when the development in the fields of mathematics, physics, astronomy, biology, and chemistry transformed the views of society about nature. Was the golden age for people committed to scholarly life in science, but it was also a deeply trying moment to some scientific individuals that led to their painful death or condemnation from the religious institutions who tried to preserve their faith, religion, and theological views. Some intellectual and the revolutionary ideas. Scientists in all periods of time are driven by their curiosity, critical thinking, and creativity to explore the physical and natural world. Their love for science is driven by their deep passion to know and to discover. Nicolaus Copernicus, one of the Renaissance men, particularly in the field of science. His ideas were an example of what is presently called as a thought experiment, strongly influenced by a book entitled Epitome, published in 1496 by a German author, Johannes Euler, which contains Euler observations of the heavens and some commentary on earlier works, especially that of Ptolemy. Charles Darwin, famous for his theory of evolution, he changed our concept of the world's creation and its evolution. He developed his interest in natural history during his time as a student at Strawberry School. He would also spend time taking long walks to observe his surroundings while collecting specimens, and he pored over books in his father's library. Griffin 2003. Darwin published his book The Origin of Species in 1589. This book is considered to be one of the most important works in scientific literature. The De Revolutionibus, or Bloom Colistium, on the revolution of the heavenly spheres. In this model, Copernicus outlined two kinds of planetary motion. First is the orbit of Venus and Mercury lay inside the orbit of the Earth, thus closer to the Sun. Second is the orbits of Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter lay outside the Earth's orbit, thus farther from the Sun. Sigmund Freud is a famous figure in the field of psychology, also made a significant contribution in the scientific world through the development of an important observational method to gather reliable data to study human inner life. This method is popularly known as the method of psychoanalysis. The scientific hypothesis he formulated formed the essential fundamental version of this method. Freud was born in a much later period from the scientific revolution, but his contribution to knowledge can be seen in many aspects of the human scenes including art, literature, philosophy, politics, and psychotherapy. Whether he is more of a psychologist or a scientific is for people to decide. That's all, thank you.